I'm Chef Micah. I'm at home tonight and everyone's hungry. So we're gonna do a little thing I think of as called What's in the Fridge. Tonight we've got Lamb Rex green curry. This is a really good brand that I like called Rideout. It doesn't have shrimp paste in it. So it's mostly just cilantro, ginger, lemongrass, turmeric, and coriander. So we've got coconut milk, herbs, and okra. We're gonna do kind of a confusion cuisine here tonight. We're gonna do lamb rex with green curry sauce and okra. First thing you want to do, we're gonna season the lamb rex up with just salt and pepper. We're gonna get it seared off. I've got my oven coming up to 450 degrees. I've got a really hot pan going right here. You can see the smoke. So I'm gonna let that sit. So we'll start by seasoning up the lamb rex here. So sea salt is all you need. You don't want to go too crazy. We're just coating the lamb. This is New Zealand lamb rex, so it's not as gamey as other lamb rex are. The green curry is going to help with the gaminess of the lamb because you've got that spicy, salty, sour, sweet flavors that you get from Thai cuisine. That's going to mesh really well with the mild gaminess of this lamb. Got a screaming hot pan behind me. So I'm going to take this pan here. Got some vegetable oil, not olive oil. Olive oil burns. I'm going to put just enough on the bottom of the pan here. Kind of coat everything, and we're gonna go right in with our lamb rex. You hear that sound? That's what you want to hear when meat goes into the pan. It's talking to you, letting you know it's cooking. That's what we want. Back on the heat, right over here. While that's going, I want to season the other side. So it's already cooking. Salt, pepper gives it a nice crust on top of the lamb. What I want to do with the lamb is I'm just going to let it sit here for a minute. And you can start to see a little bit of brown right there on the bottom. I don't need to mess with it. We want it to do its thing and just keep browning, caramelizing. So I'm going to pop it right into my preheated oven. That's going to cook for about 10 to 12 minutes. And I'll give it about 4 minutes resting time to let those juices slow down and not leach everywhere. Essentially, the lamb will be tired. It needs to rest. All that goodness is inside. You don't want it to escape. Let's go ahead and move on to the green curry sauce. Just a little pot here. We're not making a big batch of curry. Going to bring that up to medium temperature. First thing we want to do is we want to get this curry paste sweating out a little bit. I don't want to cook it too much because green curry paste is made with a lot of raw ingredients, unlike red curries and other curries which are roasted. So I want to keep this fresh and fragrant. So we're gonna do about half of this. This is a 4-ounce can of green curry paste. If you want it really spicy, put the whole thing. I would suggest starting with a quarter at a time. I like medium spicy, so I'm gonna go half. And we're just gonna let that slowly sweat off a little bit at medium heat, just to take out some of that raw curry flavor, but not cook it too much. To help it along a little bit, I'm gonna take another tablespoon of vegetable oil. I'm going to turn my heat down to low. I just lightly loosened it up a little bit. Smell that curry, the fragrance lets you know that it's ready. I'm going to go in with about a cup of coconut milk. And that's going to give you some sweetness and some creaminess. And it's going to loosen up that green curry. And I'm just going to stir it through, making sure the bottom and the corner of the pan is not getting neglected, because that'll tend to burn if you forget about it. You can see it's starting to turn a light tinge of green. So I'm going to give that about 6 minutes. Lamb still has about 8 minutes to go. While that's going, we got some okra, and all I did was I split it right down the middle, and then I cut it in half, so it's nice bite-sized pieces. Now, a lot of times people don't like okra. It turns out to be slimy. It's a texture thing. I'm the same way. But what we're going to do is we're going to sear it in a saute pan with just oil and salt and pepper, not moving it around too much when the time comes, and we're just going to get a nice brownness to it. And that's going to help give it a crispness and give it texture and kind of take away some of that sliminess that comes from the seeds here. But that's not going to happen until the lamb comes out of the oven here. Meanwhile, we've got the green curry going. Our green curry has reduced by about I'd say by about a third. You don't want to reduce it too much. We're just bringing everything together here. So first thing I want to do, I'm going to be adding fish sauce. Now, I know what I said earlier, no shrimp paste for people that don't eat shrimp, shellfish allergies, fish. That's fine, that curry paste is great. If that's your case, use soy sauce or white soy sauce if you don't want to taint the color and make it less green. For me, I love fish sauce. It's funky, it's salty, one of my favorite things. So I'm gonna go in probably about 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. I'm not putting any salt in this dish. The fish sauce is the salt. Now, so we've got salty, we got spicy from the curry paste. That's where I want it to be. I need sweet. Sweet's gonna balance that spiciness, it's gonna make it more palatable. Thai people would freak out. It's hard to get a hold of palm sugar here in America. I would suggest just using everyday white sugar. So we're gonna put 3 teaspoons of just white sugar. Just stirring it in, letting it simmer. It's still hot, I don't even need it on the heat right now. I'm gonna take some parsley, and I'm just going to tear it here with my hands. No need to chop, just make sure your herbs are washed. I'm just gonna drop it right in. Parsley is a blood purifier. It's really healthy for you. Tabbouleh, one of my favorite things as well. By itself, not the most palatable thing in the world, but when cooked or raw and mixed with flavors, it's a vessel for health. Got some cilantro here, so I'm gonna grab cilantro leaves and the stems. The stems are where most of the flavor in the cilantro is. This is where the nutrients go up through. So again, I'm just tearing this with my hand, dropping it right in. And, uh-oh, I forgot the basil. Isis! I need basil. Where's the basil? The Thai basil.
Okay, I'll get it for you. Hold the baby.
Okay, I'll hold the baby. Hey. What do you think? Does that smell okay? Gosh, I have to do everything around here. The basil's coming. Please hold. Stand by. We have Thai basil. I'm going to hand this back now. So, back to what I was saying. Thai basil. I'm just ripping some as well. Look, it's up to you how much herbs you want to use. I like a lot of herbs. If you have a lot around, use it. I go to the Asian store all the time. Ranch 99, Asian Mart. The herbs are cheap there. Go there. HEB's ripping you off. Don't tell them I said that. Anyways, usually if you want something vibrant green, to get the chlorophyll, which is the green coloring in the herb, out, usually put it in hot water, pull it back out, and put it in ice, and that makes it green. I want to skip that whole step because I don't want to wash dishes right now. So I've got all the herbs right into here. I'm going to put that back on the heat. Let it continue to come up until the herbs are completely soft. Meanwhile, the lamb is ready. I can hear it singing to me. It's been cooking for about 10 minutes. I did not flip it over at all. So now is the first time I'm going to be flipping the lamb. There we go. That's what I want right there. Beautiful brown, golden brown color. We've got a nice crust from the salt and the pepper. It looks great. So let it rest. Now by rest, it doesn't mean that the lamb is tired. The juices inside are still moving around from all that heat. We're just going to let it relax for a couple of minutes so it's not so hot. The green curry is going back there. The herbs are slowly cooking, bringing out that chlorophyll. I have the pan here from the lamb. Now, inside of here is fat from the lamb. So what I want to do is I want to take the okra into this hot pan, and I'm going to cook it in the lamb fat. So I'm going to put that back on the heat and just let it cook. No need to stir it. Now I can see that my green curry is coming up to a nice simmer. That means that the herbs are soft. I'm going to take it and put it in the blender. And that's going to blend out all the chlorophyll in these herbs. And it's going to give us a beautiful green curry sauce. Starting on low. Medium. Medium high. I'm looking at this and I'm not happy. It's not as green as I want it to be. So what do? You add more herbs. More cilantro, straight in. More parsley, because parsley is going to be where a majority of your green is going to come from. I'm going to throw in a little bit more basil, and we're going to put it back onto the blender. Now we're talking. From the blender, right here, I'm going to go back into the same pot that I used originally for the green curry. We need sour. We need to balance all those flavors together. Nothing better than fresh lime. So I have 2 limes here, and I'm just going to squeeze the juice in at the end. The reason I do the end is because I don't want to cook out that fresh flavor of the lime. That's going to give you kind of that punch. Acidity is wonderful for the palate because it cleans things off, it keeps you sharp. Here it is. I'm gonna give it a taste. That's good. That is exactly what I want right there. So, I got some lovely color right there. You want to see nice, dark brown bits. Caramelized okra has a light bitterness that's going to actually add to the dish. I'm going to let that keep cooking. I'm going to add a little touch of salt. That's going to bring out the flavor of the okra. It's going to help balance that bitterness. The lamb is sitting here. It's been resting for a couple of minutes. We've got our green curry sauce ready. We're just about ready to plate up. Before plating, what I want to do, I still have some cilantro left here. I'm going to pick off just a little bit here. Usually people garnish only with the leaves. Like I said earlier, the stems are the best part. So cut little batons here. You get up to the end where the leaves are, just leave it alone. Pick the leaves off. I'm going to put this right back into the bowl with the oil that I was using earlier. It's got just a little bit on the bottom. So we're just going to mix that a little bit just to gently coat that. And we're going to make a cilantro salad to put on top of the lamb. We're going to start with the lamb. So I'm going to pick it up and I can see the bones right here. I'm going to go right through the bones and slice down. We have here some beautiful pink lamb rack. It's not dripping too much liquid because it's been sitting here and it's been resting. That's the whole purpose of letting it rest, is all those juices stop circulating so much. My okra is done. You can see it's got lovely color right there. So I'm going to sit there. We got the lamb here in the middle of the plate. So I'm going to take my green curry sauce. I'm just going to drizzle it around, laying in the bottom of the plate. Dinner for two here. Nice date night. I would suggest a good champagne with this. Maybe a cava. Anything, maybe a white wine, a Chardonnay, something to kind of offset that spiciness. I'm going to take my okra and I'm just going to scatter it around here. Lovingly, just drop it like it fell from heaven. Alright, nice crispy okra. And you can see it's not slimy at all. It's crispy, it's still got a bite to it. It's nice. Last but not least, I've got my cilantro salad here. Stems and leaves. So we're going to take that and we're just going to kind of scatter it around. Now, you would think we'd be done here. We're not. We need just a little bit of salt. Inside the lamb has not been flavored yet. So I'm going to take just a touch of salt. Sea salt again. Sprinkle it around the plate. And there you have it. Lamb with green curry sauce and Texas okra. A little bit of a parsley salad. Dinner for two. 20 minutes. This is Chef Micah Rideout, signing off.